Welcome to Case 3, Hydro 1, as presented by Blake, Javon, and Jeffrey. Today we will review Hydro 1's history, we will review the company's risk background, we will also introduce the company's enterprise risk management system, which includes 3 phases. We will contrast the company's enterprise risk management system with that of JPL, as well as conclude on the case. Originally founded in 1906 at Niagara Falls, Ontario Hydro was a transmission and distribution company that specialized in hydroelectricity. Due to deregulation in 1998, the company was spun off into several entities, one of which was Hydro 1. Hydro 1 is a power generation utility owned by the government. It specializes in the transmission and distribution of hydroelectricity to Ontario. It additionally has an immaterial telecommunications department. The company faces a myriad of risks. First, the government-owned entity must successfully navigate recent deregulation within the Ontario energy sector. Additionally, the company has attempted and failed an IPO. This was not very well received by the public. In an attempt to prepare for the IPO, the company undertook many cost-cutting measures. These measures were not very well received by the employees of the company. Unfortunately, the company now employs an unengaged workforce. This unengaged workforce has the ability to threaten the company's high customer satisfaction ratings. Compounding these problems is the company's aged asset base. Its old and unreliable machinery threatens its ability to provide electricity to the residents of Ontario. All of these public issues have created controversy and have created doubt within the media and public of management's ability to perform. Externally, management's plans to repair the aged asset base are questionable. As China's energy sector has increased, Chinese demand for energy equipment has increased. As such, Hydro 1's bargaining power with its suppliers has decreased. This has resulted in long lead times for necessary equipment. The company faces the following operational risks. Its workforce is unengaged and aging. Additionally, its energy-producing equipment is aged and in poor condition as well. This equipment limits the company's physical capacity to provide energy to the residents of Ontario. Unfortunately, replacement equipment has been delayed due to the increase from Chinese energy producers. The company's aged equipment has been stressed recently due to heat waves Ontario has experienced. The company's operating environment and out-of-date IT infrastructure also present risk. The company faces the following regulatory risks. First, the government has mandated that the company provide energy to the residents of Ontario at a lower rate, and management must comply with this. Second, recent deregulation within the industry has created uncertainty for the company regarding its future environmental requirements. Additionally, the company faces the following strategic and financial risks. The company must determine whether it will grow organically or through acquisition. Currently, the company is focusing on organic growth. The company must also address its credit rating. This threatens its financing and its ability to fund its infrastructure building program, which includes the replacement of old and aged equipment. The company also faces macroeconomic factors. This includes increased competition from Chinese energy suppliers, and this also includes the reduced bargaining power with its suppliers. The company must also keep in mind that it will also have to consider global environmental issues as well. In order to mitigate the previously presented risks, management has identified the following key areas it must focus on. First, in order to repair its damaged reputation, management is focusing on customer satisfaction. It believes that a 90% customer satisfaction rating across all business segments will do just that. The company has not abandoned cost reduction and margin improvement. However, It is trying to negotiate long-term deals with unions in order to achieve top quartile employee productivity and operating efficiency. In order to achieve operating efficiency as well as top quartile employee productivity, the company believes that safety and quality are key. Thus, the company is focusing on training in order to have the best safety record in the world. Additionally, with an engaged workforce, the company believes that the quality of its distribution and transmission systems will improve to the top quartile. To bolster the company's reputation and operating efficiency, the company is seeking to improve its credit rating to an A. This will ensure to lenders as well as investors that the establishment is creditworthy. Additionally, the company has revised its growth strategy to focus on organic expansion rather than acquisition. This will help ensure that management's goals are instilled at every location. This slide presents Ontario's existing installed generation capacity as of 2006. As you can see, hydroelectric capacity was second only to nuclear capacity. Hydroelectricity provides 25% of the total capacity for Ontario. This is expected to increase. Hydro One's ERM system consists of three ways of managing risk. First, the company can identify and assume the risk. Second, the company can identify and transfer the risk to third parties. Or, the company can identify and attempt to mitigate the risk. Hydro One achieves this by implementing a three-phase ERM program. Phase 1 consists of workshops and the Delphi method. Phase 2 consists of a review of the corporate risk profile, and Phase 3 consists of risk-based asset planning. Phase 1, workshops and the Delphi method. This phase starts with the corporate risk management group polling several managers from several different business units regarding their assessment of the main risks currently faced by the company. This is what is referred to as the workshop. The Corporate Risk Management Group then compiles the risks into a list of 60 to 80 main risks faced by the company and then forwards this list onto business unit managers. The business unit managers then help narrow down the list. The list eventually is trimmed to 10. This is achieved by ranking the risks. The rating scale is on 1 to 5, with 5 being a worst case scenario and 1 being a minor scenario. This is what is referred to as the Delphi method. This exhibit represents the company's rating system that is used in Phase 1, workshops, and the Delphi method. As you can see, 5 is the most severe rating, while 1 is the least severe rating. Additionally, the company has assigned probability percentages to each score. This slide helps present the control strength assessment as a part of the Delphi method. A 5 indicates high control assessment, while 1 indicates a low control assessment. 5 would indicate that a risk has a high probability of being detected and addressed by management. 1 would be just the opposite of that, with the risk likely not being detected by management and thus not being addressed by management either. The Delphi method presents a dynamic approach towards risk assessment. Developed at the beginning of the Cold War, the Delphi method employs anonymous voting technology that is thought to reduce bias in decision making. However, this only provides a quantitative measure of risks. There is no quantitative information being provided. Phase 2 consists of a review by management of the corporate risk profile. This happens biannually, once in January and once in July. This is intended to update the company's corporate risk profile and keep it a fluid document. This is achieved by using the results from Phase 1. The results from Phase 1 are summarized and presented as principal risks faced by the company. The information previously gathered in workshops is then disseminated to top management, and management will update the corporate risk profile accordingly. This slide presents management's review of the corporate risk profile. Each risk source is documented on the left. Additionally, on the right, management has the ability to track the historic trend of the risk. For the current period, you will see that the trend is documented in narrow. For example, adequate risk supply was deemed a high risk in January of 2005. However, in January of 2006, the risk had increased to very high and had stayed that way for July 2006, presumably due to the increased energy demands from the heat wave. As you can see, management still believes that this risk is not only very high, but trending upward and could increase in severity. The review and update of the corporate risk profile allows management more control in risk management implementation. It also allows management to focus on a single risk issue if necessary. Unfortunately, performing these tasks once every 6 months may be too long for the company, especially as the company faces changing risks in terms of its aged asset base, its unengaged employees, as well as the external issues faced by suppliers as well as the environment.